السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. ربي زدني علما. اللهم فقهنا في الدين. آمين يا رب العالمين. Lesson number 4. Identification of declinable nouns, معرب, diptotes, changed, restricted, unchangeable nouns, غير منصرف, and indeclinable nouns, mabni. In a sentence, a noun can be used in only 3 states: doer state, حالة فاعلي, object state, حالة مفعولي, or enhanced state, حالة إضافي. Now first we have to recognize in which condition the noun is from among these 3 conditions in the sentence. As you know, this is a rule that if a word has 2 zabar on the last letter, alif will be added. But there are 2 exceptions to this rule. Number 1, if the last letter of any word has round ta, then alif will not be added. For example, jannatan. Here, the noun is in the object condition, that is accusative case, halate maf'uli. When this word comes in the doer condition or nominative case, halate fa'ili, it will be jannatun. Number 2, second exception is some words have hamza on its last letter, but there is an alif or waw before it. Then alif will not be added. For example, sama'un. Here the last letter is hamza and there is alif before the hamza. Because of hamza, when this word comes in the object condition, it will be sama'an and alif will not be added. In the same way, the word su'un has hamza on its last letter and there is a waw before it. Now, let's look at the word shay'un. Here, the last letter is hamza, but there is no alif or waw before it. Because of this, when it goes into the state of nasab, the alif is added and it becomes shay'an. The peculiarity of the Arabic nouns is that in all the 3 states, fa'ili, maf'uli, and idafi, their state changes, and so it's easy to recognize them. For example, we can easily identify in which condition Zaidun, Zaidan, and Zaidin are. Now the question is this condition the same for all the nouns in Arabic language? So the answer for this is 80 to 85% nouns can change its condition and are easy to identify, and 15 to 20% words are those which don't change in 3 states but change only in 2 states. For example, the plural of masjid is masajid. In fa'ili, doer condition, it is masajidu, and in the object condition, maf'uli, it is masajida. It only comes with 1 pesh or 1 zabar, and when in the idafi condition, it is again changed to masajida and not to masajidi. Those nouns that can change in 3 states are called mu'arab, declinable nouns, and the 15 to 20% nouns which don't change in 3 states but change only into 2 states are called diptotes, غير منصرف. Now the question arises, how can we know which noun is declinable noun mu'arab or which noun is a diptote, غير منصرف noun? For these also, there are certain rules based on which the nouns changes from the group of mu'arab to the غير منصرف group. Inshallah, we will read those rules later. We will write the letter ghain in front of diptotes غير منصرف to show that this word is not mu'arab but غير منصرف diptote, and it can be changed into 2 states only and not in 3 states. The identity of mu'arab is that it will have 2 zabar, 2 zair or 2 pesh on its last letter. These 2 zair, 2 zabar and 2 pesh are called tanween. Therefore, we can say that the identification of mu'arab is the tanween of its last letter. In the same way, the diptote غير منصرف noun does not have tanween on it but will have 1 pesh or 1 zabar on it. The second identity is that in Arabic, most of the غير منصرف or diptote words are for women, countries and cities. For example, Zainabu, Makkatu, Pakistanu. So 80 to 85% of words are mu'arab or declinable, which has the tanween on it. And 15 to 20% of the words are ghair munsarif, diptotes, which will not have the tanween but will end with a single sabar or pesh on it. There are only few words by count whose state doesn't change even in the doer, object or enhanced conditions, but remains constant. These words are called mabni. For example, alladhi, tilka. Come, let's further identify the nouns and see how they are used in the sentences. That is it in the nominative, accusative or genitive condition? And is it in the rafa, nasab or jar state? One identity of rafa is the double pesh on it and the second identity is the single pesh. One identity of nasab is the double zabar on it and the second identity is the single zabar. In the same way, one identity of jar is the double zair on it and the second identity is the single zair. As we know that the change in the last letter of any word is its case condition, whereas the zabar, zair and pesh which comes on the letter before the last letter is not called case but called as haraka. For example, in mustansiru, the one who asks for help, the word has double pesh on its last letter, ra, that is called the case, whereas the zair on the letter before the last letter is called haraka. The double pesh or the single pesh on the last letter of the word is called rafa, but if the pesh comes on any letter before the last letter, it is not called rafa but is called dhamma. In the same way, if the zabar or zair comes before the last letter, they are called fatha and kasra. Tanween always comes on the last letter only. Inshallah, in the next class, hamza, word, verb and letter will be discussed. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.